finally received a new programmer for my AVR Type 1 series controllers, but to replace this one here that I made myself with a bit of bodgy sort of soldering and everything, it does the job. It uses a big CH340, and I thought, well, you know, I'll use this enough times that it's probably a good idea to go and buy one. So I've got this Adafruit one. One of the problems I had with this is that being a CH340 controller, I have many other devices that are also CH340 controllers, and every time I went to use this, I would have to check what serial port it was connected to, because there's no real way of determining which port it's on from the tools like AVR do. So I bought this one thinking that it might have a built-in ID or something like that that would allow me to differentiate. Turns out it's also got a CH341. So what we have to do is finally bite the bullet and make it so that we assign our own port name to these particular controllers, so long as we keep them on the same physical connection in the computer. So we'll get to showing you how to do that, and it makes life a lot easier. Okay, to work out what we're going to do, we need to run dmesg, and that's going to give us the information we need to build a UDEV rule to assign this device to a fixed alias that will always be there so long as we plug it into the same port. So H, we plug our device in, and this contains all the information we're going to need. First thing to note is it's got USB 191, that's our physical connection. We've got our vendor 1A86, we've got a product 7523. So with that information we can now build a rule. So open up another window, edit our UDEV rules, have one for the serial ports. You can name this whatever you like as long as it ends in .rules. And we'll stretch this out so everyone can see it. Alright. One thing you'll notice is I've got a couple here with those same codes in them for the product and vendor, and that's because, like I said, I've got many different things that use the CH341. It's a very common chip. There's a few other common ones, but they're certainly up there with being the most popular. So we're going to cut paste. So take this one. Subsystem is still going to stay TTY because it's for the serial port. USB. The kernels one is where we have to change things. So we need to match this code here, 191, 1-9.1, and in our case the vendor and the product are the same, and we want to create a new device name. We're going to call this, which should actually be UPDI, and we're going to say 01 because it's not unlikely for me to have another one plugged in for whatever reason. We'll save that. We trigger the rules to run. And what we do is we'll disconnect. You can see our device is now disconnected. We'll plug it in again. Now it's not going to indicate the SYMLINK or the alias here, but we should be able to see it in the device file folder listing. And there we have it, UPDI 01. If we have a look where it points to, you can see it's pointing to USB 4, which is the same as here. Now in our programming software like AVR Dude, we can now just simply use the device name such as that, rather than having to constantly find out what the serial port is and adjusting scripts. So that's the easy way to do it. Like I said, as long as it's on the same port, it's going to work.